over here? When
Yeah,
I'm
look
answering?
in and don't look at me.
Well, I won't look in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
You know. Talk about your parents. The year
One at a time, man.
Okay. Well, I first went to the Palomino in 1977, or 76. When I was 17. I went down at the talent night on Thursday night. I was still in high school. And I'd drive down there and I'd get the ladies there to let me on early so I could sing my song, and then I would leave and I'd go to school the next day. That was when I first started going to the Palomino. And Palomino was always like this really cool place that we thought, Palomino, that's the place you want to be. That's where all the country stars sang at. And years later, I played the Palomino on different occasions, like when I put my band together. And then Ronnie Mack had a thing called the Barn Dance. We used to do it over at this other club called Little Nashville. It was out in the valley, and it got too crowded over there, so we decided to take it over to the Palomino, and it became like our home. Palomino was a place that we would go and just hang out at. And Tuesday nights when we go down to the barn dance, all your friends would be there. All the people that were into the music would be there. We would just hang out. It's great. It's a great experience. It was a great time in our lives to be able to be there and hang out and do that whole thing. It's great. And Ronnie was so dedicated to having that special night. You know, we wanted to make like Los Angeles' Grand Ole Opry kind of format. And it's sad that Palomino isn't there anymore, because it's like the ultimate place. It's like the ultimate honky tonk that you can hang out at. They got the rooms in the back. We hang out in the patio, go in the back, you know, just goof off or whatever. And there was a lot of places to hang out. You can go to the pool, do all these different things in the place. And hardly even see some of the same people, because you'd be hanging out in one corner for an hour and you go somewhere else. We were all really good friends with the owners, and you know, the place would close and we'd close the doors and we'd have drinks after. And great memories of the time. And a lot of people came out of the Palomino, people like Rosie Flores, and I think the first time I ever saw Dwight Yoakam was at the Palomino. And I was the original bass player in the barn dance for the first 5 years. So I played with a lot of people because I was there. And
What turn is that one?
what you doing?
Yeah, motor running now.
Oh, the motor.
A lot of people at the Palomino. So I can't say the Rosie and
Yeah, a lot of people like Rosie Flores and Dwight Yoakam. And I remember the first celebrity I ever saw there was losing my mind. No, I played there with Harry Houston. I was in the band for a couple years. But I got a lot of fun memories. And it's sad that it's not there anymore. We have other little places like this place called the Salon. It's not really the same. Palomino was the place, and we're going to miss it a lot.
Are you having your own career? How you doing?
Well, I started, singing at the Palomino. It was one of my first places I actually performed when I was 17, and up until a few years ago when it closed, I was doing shows there, so I was no stranger to the Palomino. It was a place that actually saw my career go from different levels. I played there with Jerry Lee Lewis, and I played in there when there was 3 people in there, so a lot of different things happened in there for me.
I kind of curious. Back in those days, they call it the circus. You know, some of the bar and grills up there in the valley.
Yeah.
And what it is to showcase from on the cast when it's first coming up. It's quite a place to get your talent going, get your audience together.
Well, the good thing about it was Ronnie Mac was really great about getting new people on there. It's like, you know, if he saw somebody, they'd show up there and I'd introduce them, like Dale Watson, for instance. I brought him to the Palomino, and, well, actually, he started with us in Little Nashville. But he got, you know, his start in L.A. at the Palomino. And Dale was doing great now, you know, and it was a really good place for people to show up. You know, musicians, when they'd be home on the road, they'd end up at the Palomino on Tuesday nights. And we would all hang out. Everybody would jam with everybody. And it was like one big party all the time there. It was great. It was a wonderful place for so many musicians to get together and play. And you'd have like, you know, 10 or 12 guys up on stage at one time doing something. Pretty great.
It's pretty amazing the way the rockabilly has taken off again, man. Back to that, please.
Well, I mean, rockabilly, not only has rockabilly taken off, it's roots music in general. I mean, there was a big swing scene for a while, and country music is really, like, traditional country music is having a resurge right now. I think after all, like, the techno stuff and, you know, rap and all these different kinds of forms of music. Now people are getting back to like the basic stuff, like country and rockabilly, and you know, that's how swing music, you know, for the dances and stuff. And people got into all that stuff lately. And it's been great. It's been great for all of us. Because it's the kind of music we play, and we're going to always play this kind of music. So it's nice that there's a scene for it. People are actually. There's a whole new generation. I remember when I first started playing, there was Ray Campy, Robert Gordon, people like that, late 70s. And this is the year 2000, and there's new kids that are 16, 17, 18 years old that are coming to shows. You know, shows that you don't have to be old enough to get into a bar or whatever. They'll come to those shows. And it's amazing to see the new generation of people that are into that music, as well as country music, because we play a lot of country music, and we get a lot of kids that are really into it. It's pretty great. Well, my major influences growing up were my father, really. I mean, he was into Bing Crosby and Dean Martin and Elvis and guys like that. He was really into Hank Williams and Lefty Frizzell, and I just kind of listened to those records growing up and watched my dad practice with his bands when I was just a little kid. And so I ended up playing that kind of music. I mean, when I was in school, I played a lot more rock and roll, and then after I got out of school, I started really getting heavy into country and rockabilly, and that's been basically my main style of music that I've loved and wanted to play. That's kind of how I got into it. I mean, I love a lot of the different rockabilly artists. I mean, there's tons of them, but I have to say my favorites, Roy Orbison and Waylon Jennings and Elvis and Lefty Frizzell, George Jones. I mean, there's a lot of them, so I can go. The list goes on.
Where is it? Did you fill out? Okay, one more.
Yes, of course. What's that?
The 3 volumes.
There were 3 volumes of it. Yeah. I was on the 2nd volume of it, and it was a great thing to be on because it gave everybody a little exposure, you know. And it was a way to have your stuff on a record, you know. Even if you weren't signed to a record deal or whatever, you could have a song on this particular album, and it was nice. It was showcasing Los Angeles bands that were into roots music, especially country, and it was a great idea. You know, I'm glad that we all got to do that, because a lot of the people that have come from Cats like Bakersfield records are all doing really well now. So it's been pretty cool.
Anything else you want to just throw in there about how great it was at the Pal and how much it helped your career?
Well, I'll say that I'm going to miss the Palomino a lot, and I'm glad that we had it while we had it. You know, I'm glad that I was able to be part of working at that club, because so many people came up through that club in the 50s, you know, Marty Robbins and Johnny Cash, and everybody would come through town, they would play the Palomino. So that was an important landmark for all of us, and it's kind of like our little Grand Old Opry, and we're going to miss it.